皆さんこんにちは。毎日少しずつ社交に使える英語の上達を目指すソーシャルイングリッシュポッドキャストへようこそ。今日はぜひもっと自信を持って英会話してみましょう。 Are you ready, Percy? Let's go!
Once again, thanks for that amazing opening, Hikari. And yes, I am ready to start today's social English podcast. Now, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you remember how we talked about words that are completely different but have the same meaning between the two main types of English that you will hear when you are studying the English language? Well, guess what? I've got 5 more for you today. Yes, that's right. We're going to tackle that subject once again today by introducing 5 more words to you. Now, if this is your first time here, I'd like to say welcome to the Social English Podcast. Here, you will learn something very awesome to improve your English every single day on your journey to become a fluent, natural English speaker. And at Social English, we try to emphasize the social aspect of conversational English. Okay, so without further ado, let's start. Now, I know that in your quest as a Japanese learner of English, you have definitely been exposed to many different forms of English. What are these forms of English, you may ask? People with strong accents or using the speech patterns of the two main types of English. Now, it's debatable, but North American English and the English with the Australian and UK versions are the most standard forms of English. But as you are learning from different people, you may have a teacher that's from Canada. You may have a tutor that's from Australia. And then you may go to an Eikaiwagako and encounter someone from Australia who's your one-on-one teacher. Then you may go to the university and hear a teacher from California in the United States. So you will notice certain differences, definitely. So let's talk about some of those differences because I know it could be very confusing, right? Well, it's still better to have learned English from any person that has a better level of English than you as you are learning. However, I still want to show you these 5 words that have different meanings, different options, not meanings, but different options to use. Meaning they have different words according to the two main types of English that you study. But they still have the exact same meaning. Okay? Okay. So let's dive into this. Many Japanese people do go to these eikaiwa classes or schools, such as yourself. So you are not alone. I want to tell you that you are not the only person that may be thinking this and wondering to yourself, why does my teacher at high school use these words, and why does my teacher at my eikaiwa use completely different words, but the same thing? So, let's look at some of these things, because it's also possible that you saw these words by yourself while you were studying, and you came across different words that you thought to yourself, wow, what is this? What is this word? And why does this word here in this particular sentence, but in this other sentence, why is the word different? Okay, so here are 5 American English words, and then 5 of the British/Australian words that mean the same thing, okay? Now, it's up to the English speaker to use these different words, because you may encounter them, like I said earlier, from different countries, depending on where they learned their English. But you can be certain that these words mean the same thing. Okay, so please listen for the words that I am going to tell you. Now, the first word will be the American version of the word. And when I say American, I mean the North American version. This would be the Australian. No, not the Australian. This would be the, the Canadian. The Canadian and the United States versions of the word. Now, the second form of the word will be the Australian versions of the word, or the UK. So this includes countries such as Australia, New Zealand, South America, South Africa, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, or any of the other Commonwealth nations from the UK. These countries will use these patterns of words, okay? So, starting with the first example, you will hear the word potato chips. Potato chips. Now, it happens to be that you, as the Japanese learner, already have heard potato chips, because this is the form, the North American form of English that is used in Japan to describe potato chips. Now, potato chips are the crispy potato made from snack that we enjoy on a day-to-day basis. Now, the Australian and UK version of this word is crisps. Crisps. Okay. So what that is, one more time, for potato chips and the word crisps. These both mean a crispy snack usually comes in a bag that is made from potatoes. Okay, let's move on to the next word. The next word, North American word, is French fries. French fries. French fries are a snack of cut potatoes that are fried and served. Usually you will get French fries at a hamburger restaurant or hamburger fast food place. Japanese use the word potato fry. Potato fry. These are, or fried potato. This word means French fries in American English. Now, in British UK English, the word is chips. That's right, chips. So the word French fries and the word chips mean the exact same thing, a cut fried potato snack that is usually cut in wedges and served with dishes such as hamburgers and sandwiches. The Japanese word is fried potato. Okay, next. The next word is trash can. Trash can. That is the North American word for a container that you put trash in. The UK and Australian word for that is bin or bean. Okay? Bin or bean. This is the word for where you put trash in to throw your trash away. Okay? This is called a trash can in American English and a bin or bean in UK and Australian English. Okay, the next word is gas or gasoline. Gas or gasoline. This is the liquid that you put in automobiles as fuel for the car to go, to drive, so that you can use the car. This is called gas or gasoline in North American English. In UK, British, and Australian forms of English, this is called petrol. Petrol. Okay? So, one more time. The liquid that you put in your automobile, in your car, to have it go, to use your car, is called gas in American English and petrol in UK and Australian English. Okay. Interesting, right? Okay, let's move on to the next and last set of words for you today. Drug store. North American English, drug store. A drugstore is a place where you can buy medicines and also different non-food items mostly. But you can buy snack items there, such as candy bars, potato chips, sodas and drinks, papers, things of that nature. But it's also a place where you can buy a lot of different medicines that you may need. In Japanese, you say kusuri or even drugstore. So this is a very easy word for you to remember as a Japanese learner of English because you are using it already. Okay. The UK or British version of this, we would see the word chemist. Chemist. Yes, the word chemist is the store where you would buy medicines and other things of that nature. And a chemist for UK, British, and Australian English is what in Japan you would call a drugstore, or kusuri. Okay. That was very good, right? Very interesting to hear these different words that mean the same thing, and they are both in English. I wanted to cover those for you today to give you a little bit more information about how you can learn English, but there are still differences between the two major forms of English. That is going to be all for today's episode of the Social English Podcast. I had a great time with you today sharing these words with you, and I hope you learned a lot and got some great value from this. Now, you can still become a guest on our show where you can ask me a question. You just have to submit an application to our website, realsocialenglish.com. You can also get our free guide, 7 mistakes most Japanese English learners make and how to fix them. You can get that guide also at our website, and all we ask from you is an email so that we can keep you up to date on our newest and latest items. That's all for now. See you later, and peace.
今日は楽しい時間をありがとうございました。ぜひ私たちのウェブサイト realsocialenglish.com を訪問して日本語訳と役立つ情報を手に入れてください。また次回お会いしましょう。バイバイ。See you next time. Bye bye.